Of recent, I shared an update on this market option and sport, which happens to be eFootball. Actually, eFootball is not the regular football that we all are familiar with, and it is not the virtual games that many of us used to engage with. That is instant virtual. But this one involve a player using console to control most of these particular players that are actually doing the work. So it is like, a gameplay, but it involves real human being. So I actually shared the update a few days ago, but it seems like many people are still not getting it right. And there are two advantages of this e-football. Number one of it is that the odds that you'll be getting sometimes, they are always more than most of the dangerous market that we always engage with in regular football. And another advantage of this e-football is that it is not limited. Most times, the games are played within just 12 minutes. They played in less than 13 minutes, and you can easily get up to like 1.7 odds just like this. Sometimes 2 odd, depends on how fast you are. The only problem that we are currently having now is that many of us are not getting this e-football accurately, and that is one of the reason why I'm trying to show you guys the step-by-step guide on how you can use this strategy effectively. So let me explain to you guys one more time about this strategy. Don't forget, I shared the step-by-step of how you can predict this e-football on the group. I shared it in text form, and the instruction was that if you want to predict this e-football as over, look into the first 1 to 5 minutes of the game. The game that you want to predict as over must have scored at least 2 goals in that particular match. Let's say, for example, in this match, I predicted the game as over 3.5, and don't forget, I said they must have played like 2 goals in the first half of the game, because let's say they are playing for 12 minutes in this particular football, and 12 minutes, 6 minutes for the first half, 6 minutes for the second half, and the game involves real human being controlling the console. Now, this game I predicted it as over 3.5. Definitely when the game was around, when the game, maybe probably game when it was in first half, they were playing maybe 2-0 or 1-1, and I looked into the smallest odd line that they are providing for me, that they provided for me, and I went for over 3.5. Sometimes the bookmakers will raise the odd line to 5, over 5. You need to avoid something like that. And the instruction I gave you guys was that if you want to predict over point, probably maybe if they are playing 2 goals, maybe over 2, or maybe they were already playing 2-0 in the first half. Let's say they are playing 2-0 in the first half. Don't go for over 5. Just what you just need to do is that you can add just two figures to it, and that is 4. Hmm? So when you have 4, then you can go for over 4.5. The reason why I went for over 3.5 here, probably because maybe the bookmakers provided the odd line of over 3.5, and that's why I predicted the game as over 3.5, because that one even feel more safe. Like it is more safe than going for over 4. A little bit that I went for over 4, I would have won the game. And one thing about it is that when it comes to updating the time of the gameplay, most of the bookmakers could cannot meet up with updating their system about the time. It is gameplay and it is live, so updating it will affect their own market option, and that is where we come in to exploit them. Because most times, and that's one of the problem, because it is this particular market option is very difficult to share, because I tried to share it while I was rushing and I couldn't get it right. I was rushing, so this thing requires you to do it yourself, and that is one of the reasons why I shared the step. You can see the step here. I said wait for the match to start. If there are early 2 goals between 1 to 5 minutes, you need to take note of that, of the match. And two, you need to add 2 or 3 and predict the final score as over. So if you are adding 3, that is like taking risk. But if you're adding 2, That is actually that is the standard way of predicting this eFootball over. So let's say they are playing 1-1, just add 2 to it over 4.5. If they are playing maybe 3-0 in the first half, just add 2 to it, that is over 5.5. If they are playing 4-0 in the first half, just add 2 to it, that is over 6.5. If they are playing 5-0 or maybe 3-2 in first half, just add 2 to it, that is over 7.5. That is if you want to play safe. So this thing is very, very simple. But the problem there is that the moment that you want to predict it, the bookmakers might have, increased the line, or maybe they might have not, maybe they haven't updated the time of the gameplay. Sometimes you will like to predict a game as over 4.5, and you will look into the time and you'll be seeing maybe they are probably still in first half, but unfortunately, they might have been in second half, and the bookmakers wouldn't have update the time. Because if I try to show you guys how these bookmakers used to update their time of the eFootball, you'll be surprised. Unless you refresh, that is when you know that, oh, they are already in second half. So that is where many of us are making the mistakes. But if you are getting it right, it is something that you can easily get too odd with just a single game self. Too odd. But this one that you are seeing too odd is extreme risk, because I think I predicted this one when they were already in second half. They were already in second half. And as you can see, this is a slight winning. They played exactly 9 goals. I predicted over 8.5, and the match ended up at 6-3. And this one that happens to be 1.82, I predicted over 7.5, and the match ended up in total of 8. So you can take risk on most of these e-football game also. It is very easy to acquire odds that you may find it very difficult to acquire in real life football, and you can easily get games odd very fast. You can get up to like 4 odd 5 times, 10 times in a day. Depends on how fast you are and how fast your bookmakers update the time, and depends on the luck when it comes to you know providing the odd line, the best odd line for you. So in the process, I discovered that some people are already they already developed this strategy into double chance. This man that shared his experience with the update, I discovered that if you look at it, these are double chance. You may not be able to see the games he predicted very well, but this happens to be they are double chance games. And I asked him that how did he, you know, got this strategy of double chance. But what he told me was that he couldn't meet up with he couldn't catch up with the update on the over point, but he decided to go for the double chance. But for me, I felt like double chance predicting double chance in eFootball is a very dangerous attempt, but the man was getting it right. Now, looking into this man also, I discovered that this man, I can't zoom this thing very well, but I don't want to go to his DM again to show you guys. But this one, he was able to get it, and he shared his experience also. So it is something that many of us are not getting it right, but some of us are actually getting it right. So we have so many style, and you need to be very careful with it before you are going to play. We have the one that is also called voter. This voter is like a this is like all this what do we call them, all this street football. If you look at it, you will see that it is like a court that they are playing all these street five aside match fixture in a football format. So this one, the goalpost is always very small, and it always looks like something that will be very difficult for the players to score, but sometimes it is always easy, most especially when you are predicting overs on it. So depends on the style, the format that you want to actually look into. So if you have any question again regarding to this particular eFootball strategy, you can actually drop it in the comment section. So the strategy is very, very simple. It involves you being fast, and you need to be very careful with the time. The bookmakers will not update the time. The moment you click on a game to check the odd line, the lowest odd line provided by it, the bookmakers will not update the time unless you refresh. And by the time you are predicting that game as over 3, make sure you refresh before you predict. And the odds, don't forget, the odds used to fluctuate. The odds usually fluctuate, so you need to be very careful with it.
Don't go and play over 3.5 when the game uh maybe probably they are playing 2-0 and you are predicting over 4.5 when the game is already at maybe 9 minutes. You know, they use, instead of using the 90 minutes, if you click on the live game, that is when you are going to see the 90 minute time. But if you did not click on the live game, you'll be seeing 1 to 10 minutes with it will be reading. So you need to engage with this thing, observe.
So let's take for example, most of the games that we have now, this is H2, this one is second half, this one is second half, this one is first half. You can see this happens to be 2 minutes and this 2-0. The best option that you can go for here is over 4.5. See, it is very easy for you to win over 4.5 than all these higher points. Just try to focus more on this over 4.5. You can see this is still around 2 minutes. This is still around 2 minutes. If you refresh, I think they are still in 2 minutes. So you can just rush and utilize this opportunity and go for over 4.5. So if they are still in maybe around this 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but if they are very close to maybe 5 minutes, that's maybe very risk. They've scored for them to you can see now they've changed the odd line. You can see they've changed the odd line. So right now we have 0-3. Then the best thing is to go for over 5.5 now. But apart from this, anything above over 5.5, it is like taking a risk. The good range of score that we should be going for is over 4.5, over 3.5, over 5.5. Anything above over 5.5 is like taking risk. If you check most of my sleep and that you are seeing 1.8 or 2 odd, there are games that I was taking serious risk. Are you guys getting it? So that is how this particular strategy works. All right, so thanks for watching. See you guys in the next edition. If you have any question, please kindly drop it in the comment section. See you guys. Bye bye.